Hello, people. Welcome to the Lookout's first video in the year 2021. Congratulations on entering the new year. Hope you had a pleasant holiday season. Today, Andre and I have a special guest with us. So, hi, Guillaume. Congratulations
Hi,
on the
hi
win.
everybody.
Yeah, congratulations on the win on your and your placement on the Pro Play webcam series from PPG. How you feeling? Tell us a bit about yourself as well.
Well, I would say right now I'm pretty thankful, and I'm now realizing that I won the thing because it was during American time. So when I won, it was like 4 a.m. and I was like, I want to sleep. But now I'm like fully realizing, and well, yeah, I feel great. I feel great. And yeah, well, about myself, I'm just like a random dude that loves playing Dragon Ball because I feel it's like one of the best games out there. Just yeah, like the franchise and also like the mechanics. I think it's like it rewards the skillless player because there's less chance involved compared to other trading card games, and that's what I love it.
Wow, that's great to hear. I mean, we all are here because we enjoyed the game.
That's
So yeah. But before we get into the deck profile itself, I mean, it's obvious that you played the Ultimate Form Golden Frieza, the original Frieza from the first set. But like I said, before we get into the game, into the deck itself and your experience, I would just like to say thank to our sponsor, Card Market. People, be sure to check Card Market, to like it, to purchase cards, subscribe to the Lookout channel as well. But definitely check out Card Market first.
Card Market is Europe's largest platform for all TCGs. Always find the right cards by buying and selling them across Europe with other players and collectors. Be it singles, boosters, booster boxes, or any other accessories, you name it. Card Market is the place to get them safely, securely, and readily available.
So now that we have the champion here, now that we have the deck here, Andrea, will you do the honors and open with a first question for our dear guest, Guillaume?
yes, absolutely. So my first question, and I think I'm going to open it with a general one. So how did you and why did you decide to play the set one leader Ultimate Form Golden Frieza?
Uh, well, I would say how can I say this? Like it's just by pleasure. Like I love leader. It's a bit dumb, but like in old TCG, I like decks that do a lot of actions per turns. You know, that do
Yeah.
a lot of things and have a lot of options. And like Golden Frieza with lots of untapping, draw. Sometimes I'm doing things for doing nothing, but I love to do that. It's dumb, but I love to. And since set 6, when the Chilai and the Lemo got released, the deck got a huge like it started being a real deck, I would say, since BD4 was or like set 1.
Yeah, I mean,
Set 6, I just played the leader all the way, and just because I love it, by like I love playing it, I have a lot of experience with it, and like in the meta right now, and since set 10, we got a lot of new boots, like all the time, as all the time when there's new Freezer army card, I'm like, okay, does it work with this leader? Yes, no, okay, then let's try it out. And
Sometimes.
yeah, and that's just this. Like, there's a lot of there are good matchups in this meta. Of course, there are bad ones, but I felt just by how would I say, by habit, like I know my deck, so that's the deck I knew the most, and yeah, just I think I have good matchups in the meta right now, so I just went with what I love to play and what I
Okay.
play the best. I would say maybe I'm not as good with another deck as with Golden. I don't know,
But
but
maybe then you can introduce us a bit to your deck. So looking at the list now, we can start maybe with the one drops. If you can explain why did you for most of them I see that you ran 4, for some of
yeah.
them you ran 3. So can you talk a bit about these cards?
So basically, the leader needs a lot of one drops to sacrifice for his end tapping and draw effect, and you need one drops that are useful. So in all matchups, like it's simple, but in the best drawing is like I would say the safest bet. So playing a one drop, then sacrifice that draws one, then sacrifice it, then play another one drop that draws one. That's the play you want to do turn one. So usually against all aggro deck, you only want those 1-drop that draws one. So that's why you have the 4 Zarbon Searcher, the drop one, the 4 Chilai, and the 4 Avenging Frieza. So those are there for this purpose. Basil is also there for this purpose, even though he's not a Frieza army. But in the other matchups, this is where you have the Dodoria and the Frieza Infernal Emperor, where it's useful against mid-range and control because you need to awaken yourself. You need to be put the tempo. You're not the defender. You're the one that has to do the first move. So that's why you have 4 Dodorias, because it's a bit dumb with this leader. Like just like usually when with a Saiyan Kaba or something like that, you attack and then he will just die because your opponent will just attack it because it's just 5k. But here you're just like, no, I just regained my energy and like I didn't lose any card advantage because I drew with the leader. So he's the best one. And then Infernal Emperor is like, it makes 7 self-awakeners. So it was just to, just to make sure if I get along a stall deck, like I don't know, Cell Surge or something like that is here.
Yeah,
So that's probably like 1-drop ratios.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, so the deck is super consistent because it has tons of 1-drops that search the cards out, tons of 1-drops that give pressure when you need it the most. What definitely intrigues me is since this is a lemon line combination, people would usually go with either a super combo that draws or a super combo, the Dr. Giro one, which is green and yellow at the same time, helps with this Super Saiyan Brawly arrival and puts some interesting cards into the drop area. But care to explain how the Zamasu worked out for you here? And because you have
Well,
4 of the Zamasus.
Well, it's more because like first Zamasu is like in my opinion the best super combo in the game. Maybe I'm saying it. I'm like saying too much, but I think it's the best super combo in the game. And it checks Reboot Gohan, even though it looked like in the America it's not as popular, but I didn't face any Reboot Gohan, but it's very good just on its own. And then I play 4 Bergamo. And that's like, in my opinion, Zamasu Bergamo is just like a super strong combination. And
Evil.
yeah, exactly. Like sometimes if you wait for either like his first attack, you can just shut all his energy, and depending on his deck, he just stops there, and then you just have a free turn. And sometimes if you wait because you know he can go a bit more, you wait for the good moment, and then you play for Bergamo. And so it's basically voice interaction. And well, I'm also going to go somewhere. It's also because like the leader has a lot of energy, and that's why that's what I like with the leader is like you can do stuff on your opponent's turn because you have a lot of energy to work with. So you can let's say do a normal turn like using your energy, and then with the untap 2 from your leader, then you keep those 2 for playing during your opponent's turn. So that's why Bergamo and Broly Arrival are here. Is because you the deck has a lot of energy, and you can play those cards during your opponent's turn. So and so that explains the Zamasu, because Zamasu rests something, so then Bergamo can play itself, and yeah, it checks also Reboot Gohan. Dr. Gero is an option, but I think like the sending something to a drop isn't as necessary. I have the 2 Zarbon promo, but that's all. And Chilai, and usually I search it with the 1-drop Chilai for the active main, and just it's dumb, but it doesn't generate resources or it doesn't stop attacks. So that's why like I don't really like the Dr. Gero combo. But in a more yellow-green arrival deck list, I could see running Dr. Gero in it.
Interesting. Okay. And the one off Belmont and Margarita, yeah. So, care to tell us if this card was maybe useful in the matchups because you had the one off in the deck. So, how did it turn out for you?
Well, it looks like a one-off, but basically it's turning a one-off in a two-off because Celestino is an ultimate, so I can only run one.
Makes sense.
And so it's like a second Celestino. Yeah, it's like when you play it on turn 5 or more, like 5 energy, your opponent will discard 3, and it's a 30k dual attack. So it's not as powerful as Celestino, of course, but you can actually play the two together on the same turn if you're lucky to have both. And then
Yep.
that's just crazy
Exactly.
amount of pressure. And it's just against control decks, especially blue. This is how I win. It's like just wait, draw a lot of cards. Blue leaders have to attack to draw their cards. So I will
Yep.
spend my energy not awakening myself. I can spend this energy to just search, draw, and do a lot of things. I just sacrifice Zarbon Cosmic Elite because his effect to this card will proc by my leader, and so I can just bring him back, sacrifice, and make the opponent discard, being safe, and then just so his hand is not skyrocketing because I'm discarding a bit on early game, and then on turn 5 I can drop
you're
inner
limiting him.
spell. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so he's not aggroing me too much. And if I can
Mm.
go in turn 5, like for example on my turn 4, I can stay 4 energy untapped, do like double Bergamo or like Brody Arrival Bergamo. He has no energy, and then I just go ham
No,
with
it's insane.
Yeah.
my
In-
Purita and
In theory, you can discard up to 7 cards in the kill turn in the 5+
yeah,
phase. So 1
exactly.
from Zarbon,
Mm.
3 from Belmont, and of course 3
Mm.
from
Yeah.
Celzino, which is
Yeah,
amazing.
like
But
Hmm?
I want to ask you also. You explained most of the deck now, and I think we also have to move on to the side deck at some point.
Mhm.
But talking about kind of switching between side and main, what did you have to switch and why? So how were your matchups in this tournament? What did you favor against? How did you play against certain matchups? And how did your side deck help you with that in that?
Okay, so I'll go through the matchups and just say what I cited and everything. So like my first games were against Blue Baby. I won against the first one, and against the second one, I drew because it was 15
Okay.
minutes and plus 10. So obviously the silver bullets, you have 3 that are there. I took out what did I took out? I think I took out some Self Awakener and my 2 magic. I think I took out 1 Frieza 1-drop green and 2 time magic because I'm the aggressor, so I don't
Mhm.
need counters like negates and the 3
Yes,
silver
makes
bullets,
sense.
of course. Then I faced against David Butterworth that was playing green.
Mhm.
I think I just didn't side. I think I didn't side at all.
Possible.
Yeah, I didn't side at all. Against Invoker, that is maybe my worst, like one of the worst matchup of his
Mhm.
deck. I was playing Demigod Unison before inside deck, but now I thought I wouldn't face any, so I just went with 2 SS3 Goku for more self awaken if he doesn't attack me, and the silver bullets just because it runs time magic. Then I faced Dark Broly, and same thing against Dark Broly. I just didn't side because I think the main deck is already good enough. Then top 8 was Red Broly, and that's that is where the side kicks in. If
Yeah.
you've seen the replay, I'm really happy because it showed what I wanted to do with the side. So it's basically a Red Broly. He's an aggro. He will ping his life a lot, and I will just kill him right after he did his push turn. That's my because I can't last a lot. Like I draw a lot, but against Red Broly, if you play their game, it's a bit hard. Maybe I can play it, but it's hard. And usually they don't expect the deck to just go very ham a lot. And so I just side all the 10k. So I side out 2 time magic, the Arrival Broly, the Celzino, the Belmont Arpita. All this is gone, and also some other cards. And I just side in everything but the 2 risk from evil and the 3 silver bullets for blue.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
the Frieza can rest bars for the blocker, so I can go through. The unexpected turn is really good because it will swarm the field and you can break a chain and clear the boss. So for your next turn when you want to kill them. The SS3 Goku and the Pan is really good because the objective is like when he pushes you go at 3 life. You defend until you have 3 life, and then you will go SS3, take a life, awaken, play the Pan. Pan will withstand the SS3, and then you attack with
Jesus.
SS3, and the SS3 on the second attack will be 25 because the 10k double
turn.
strike is for the turn.
Yeah.
And so like
Crazy.
for 1 energy, and remember when the leader awakens, he gets 3 energy back and draws like crazy. So for only 1 of those all energy, you did like 2 attack, double strike. Then if you add the Mira Overwhelm and the Champa, then it's just a lot.
Wow.
And so just saying for the Frieza, it's also useful against Burgos. Like if you the one drops from set 7 that doesn't let you untap during your turn, which counter the leader. So this Frieza can rest it. You can attack with it, then attack with leader, and then once he's gone, you can sacrifice the Frieza and untap. So that was that, and then semi-final was the Jenks, which is a good matchup. To summarize, my good matchups are black decks and blue. So I was pretty good with that. Just the green one and the Invoker. Oh no, and Red Bully. So Veshanks is really good because they will just give you your life, so you don't spend energy awakening yourself. And Basil is just too dumb in this matchup because he attacks 2 times at 19. Usually, even on turn 2, they already have the 5 cards in rest.
Yeah, they're clean.
Yeah, and like all their cards are 19. Like the Vegeta is 19, and things like that. Then final was another Vejenks. So yeah, I just sided against Vejenks. I just sided the 2 Pan and the 2 Frieza, getting out 2 Time Magic and the 2 Cooler counter because against Vejenks you don't go very late. Same for Broly. Against Agro, Cooler is a good side out card.
Yeah, I mean, even with the energy recursion that the leader provides, the cooler, even though it's a great counter card, and Frieza clan card, normally, it just doesn't offer too much in the Vegix matchup. And lastly, the final round was.
It was Vejenks. There was semi-final Vejenks and then finals another Vejenks.
Yeah.
So you played, I assume, in the same manner, started in the identical stuff.
Yes, well, it depends on how he plays, of course. Like so if he plays more aggro, I will aggro him too. If he plays slower, I will play also a bit slower, depending on what he's doing, of course. But like if he draws more cards and doesn't ping himself, I won't aggro because I know I won't go through and things like that. So, for example, in the final, I know the third game I went with a more control matchup thing with like playing 2 Zarbon blockers and like I know that he can't kill me. I had this Cold Bloodlust to Cold Bloodlust a secret identity that was getting rid of the Zarbon. So yeah, that's also one of the why I say I'm good against blue is because blue's finisher is push shrouded, which is even not blue. It's funny, but Cold Bloodlust is like just says no to push shrouded. So you have a better game than them because their late game is useless basically. That's the idea, and yeah.
I would say, I'd say that you kind of put the last nails in the coffin of Vegix, especially in this tournament. But since it's gonna be since Trunks in Vegix is gonna be limited as of I think mid January or when the set 3 comes out.
Yeah, when the set 12 gets released.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that we will not be seeing any more Vegix in big tournaments, but we'll see. But I mean, your deck is really exquisite, and I just have I think we're almost at the end of our time. But I think one of the last questions was the overwhelm package. Basically, you have 2 Saiyans, 2 Miras. Miras is for mainly, I guess, double strike, right? To finish.
It's mainly, and it's also the best double strike because you don't lose. You draw the card, like you spend the Mira, but you draw the card back. And the energy, if you're a deck that uses energy on opponent's turn, then he'll like you didn't lose any energy at all because he gives it back. So that's why he's here. And secret identity, it's not about the deck. It's more because it's just too good. I would say like 0 energy and clean board and just helps again against Vejenks and like Red Broly clearing the bars. It's also very great. But Mira was Mira was the favorite overwhelm for me for the strategy of a deck, but secret identity too good. Sorry.
Even if the secret identity doesn't board wipe anything, if the opponent has barrier stuff, it's just a free 25k body, which provides big pressure to the leader itself. Even to a barriered battle card in rest mode, it can just force the opponent to combo out. So the card overall is great. Maybe just a last question. Now that you had the experience with the deck, you played against some different decks and matchups. Would you switch anything out of the deck or change something for future reference?
I think I would run a very similar list until set 12 comes out. And then on set 12, there is a lot to do because there is a lot of Frieza army support.
Hmm.
And like especially yellow one drops that draws cards. So maybe we can switch the deck to a mono yellow deck. Who knows?
Oh
I'm
well,
not sure. I'm not sure if that's the way, but I'm testing everything. But
it's a
basically
good
now
idea.
basically now I think I would stay like this. Maybe even after set 12, who knows? Because this has the Dodoria, which is a self-awakener and a freeze army. So
Mm,
yeah, Dodoria alone almost justifies running green.
yep,
And yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
no
I
worries.
gotta say, this was a great deck profile. I think Mattia, we just have to mention the giveaway in the end.
Yeah. So, care to do the honors?
Of course. So, guys, as you know, we still have some car market coupons of €5 that we are giving away. So, in this video, we are giving away two car market coupons, €5 each, as well as we are giving away two car market coupons for new users. So, if you would be so kind to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and then you are entering into our giveaway wheel, basically, which we are going to run in our next video, which is going to come not very long after this one. So thank you for following again, and I would say that we want to we wish all the best to Guillaume and to all of you guys in the new year. And Guillaume, to you specifically, good luck in the 5K tournament. I know it's going to happen in March, right?
Yeah, I think it's in
And
March.
Hmm.
yeah, and we're going to have an additional opportunity to qualify because there is a TCG-Collectibles Extravaganza happening in February, actually, so which also the top 8 participants are going to qualify for that tournament as well. So that's going to be another opportunity for your Europeans to play in. So very much looking forward to all of that.
Yep.
Yeah. And Guillaume, as a sweet and short wrap up, do you have any shout outs to specific players, community groups?
Yeah, well, I'll just thank my association TopDeckDiffusion, which is like a French organization who promotes the game and tries and do things like for the French territory. And I
Mm,
would say just like the people I play in my local game store, and then player that I really respect, and that I play a lot on Untap or things like that. Like you've got him, but like Guillaume Leclerc is like a good friend online, and he plays very well, and we train together. And yeah, just like thanks for the support I've seen like on the French stream and on the PPG stream. I guess there were also European. I received all your energy, and I guess it worked. So thank you,
Yeah.
like everybody for supporting me. And yeah, I'll try and like show that Europe is still strong and has like random buddies that can kick ass. And yeah,
Definitely.
thanks for
yeah,
having me on this interview too. It's a pleasure.
thank you,
Thank you as well.
thank
It
you.
was a pleasure. So, people, like Guillaume said, enjoy the game. The game is excellent. We are in a great state despite the pandemic. Tournaments are rallying in, so we have opportunities to play. And until our next video, keep a lookout.